Greetings. Welcome to Growth Hacking Show, where we bring founders, CEOs, entrepreneurs, serial entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, consultants who share their experiences. What are the costs of avoiding the mistakes to avoid, your cost to grow your business, and leverage their success secrets so that way you can grow your business, learn from their mistakes so you don't have to do those mistakes. For business growth, that's why, in case you don't know me, my name is Mohammed Siddique. I am the host of a Growth Hacking Show and the co-author of a New Success Secrets available on Amazon. And here we share how you can actually grow your business. Nothing else really matters. There are so many ways you can grow your business. One of the ways is you need to participate in expos as a business owner and the trade shows and the conventions, big where you can actually bring yourself, all your thought, become a thought leader in that industry, and a large pool of customers shows up on that expos, trade shows, and conventions, and you can sell a lot of product and establish yourself. However, it seems very simple, not easy to do. First of all, it costs a lot of money, and even though I've been to many expos myself as a booth owner, like showcasing our products, you know what? First thing is we kind of book our booth inside, and they will pay a lot of money to the expo, whoever the promoter is. The next worry is not the booking a booth. That's easy. The next worry is how many people are going to show up on my booth on the convention, because what if they promise 50,000 people and we have only 500 people? I spend tens of thousands of dollars to book the booth. It's not worth it. It's a very high risk business. Wait until you hear my guest today. They kind of remove the risk removal of your being a expo on the booth, because once you have a booth, you need to actually learn from my guest today how you can risk reverse and be a confident 100%, go with a smile and excitement. Yes, your people will show up and they will line up to actually see your product and talk to you. That's what you want. That's what I want. That's why we need to listen to our guest today. And my guest is no other than CEO and founder of L.E.G Creation, based in Sydney, Australia. And they, again, specialize in expos, trade shows, and conventions. Guys, here's the best part. Worldwide. Wherever you are, internet is everywhere. They don't need to be in your city, and they can help you anywhere in the world. And I did check with him before I say that with a bold claim. And please join me to give a warm welcome to Toby Marshall. Toby, welcome.
Thank you, Siddique.
Toby, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get into L.E.G creation for, expo business participants?
Okay, Siddique, it's a funny story. It started when I was 11 years old, and I was in boarding school. And schools back when I was young were pretty tough places, yeah? And we were always hungry in the afternoons. And every afternoon they would dump a box of stale bread crusts with some bulk cheap jam, and that's what we were supposed to eat. Well, I looked at this and thought, well, why don't I get a cheap toaster and buy some butter? And that's what I did. And I learned some lessons from that. I paid for that toaster in about 8 to 10 days, okay? And then it was a lovely little revenue stream for the next 4 years of being a boarder. And I learned two big lessons from that experience. One, identify a need and think about ways to meet it using new technology, okay? And I guess a toaster was sort of new technology back then. And secondly, that you need to do it at a price that is reasonable, that the audience can afford. So my costs were almost zero as well, okay, almost zero. The school was paying for the electricity, the butter was cheap in Australia, and that's it. So those are lessons that I've carried forward. And they are lessons that are in my book, which is called Get Your Prospects Talking Back, which is on Amazon. And it flows through everything I do today. So that's probably the inspiration.
I love the title of your book, Get Your Prospects Talking Back. That's what we all want as business owners. You know what? So, Toby, you have been working on growing your own business, and You have been working with many, many expos and trade shows all around the world. Based on your experience, what are the top 3 missteps to avoid which hurts the business growth?
Well, the first one I would say is one you alluded to, and I wasn't going to say this, but it's absolutely true. You spend a lot of money renting a booth, okay, fitting it out, having your staff turn up. It is a massive investment, and when you really add it all up, it is not cheap. There's about 15 costs that have to be added together. So do all that. And what we learned very early on in this business was that we did a trade show in Detroit, okay, and there was 520 exhibitors.
You're talking about Detroit,
Michigan, yeah, Detroit, Michigan.
Okay.
This was in 2000, and let me get the year right. It was 14, I think, or could have been 15. Now, we've done shows before, but not in the US at that stage. Now, the doors opened at the show at 10 o'clock, and a line formed at their little tiny booth at the back of the hall. And when an hour later, she sent me an email saying that her American booth neighbors just were stunned. They were so envious that this little company from Australia was doing so well. So you have got to use a bunch of techniques. You cannot just rent a stand. You've got to drive the right people. And all we did in that case was use social media before the event, and a lot of people who couldn't even meet with them followed up later on social media. So they were busy for the entire 2 days of the expo in Detroit. Okay, so that's the first one. Second, it's an obvious thing. Have a one-page business plan. Yeah. Now ours is on a A3, which is a double A4 size sheet, and you've got to review it weekly at least. All right. So I keep it on my desk, and I just look at it. I just glance at it occasionally when I'm doing a phone call or doing something else. You've got to have a one-page plan. If you don't know where you're going, as the rabbit or whoever it was said to Alice in Wonderland when she asked, "Where do you want?" And he said, "Which way do I go?" And he said, "Where do you want to go?" And she said, "I don't know." Okay, so unless you have a goal, forget it. Good. Also recognize, this is probably the third one, recognize that sales has changed. Every professional can now do their own marketing. Yeah, and they also have to do the sales. But you absolutely have to converse first, convert later. Those two banners are on our stairs leading up. We have the top floor of our warehouse. And as you climb up the stairs to the top floor, that is on the stairs. Converse first, convert later. Don't try and sell. And finally, what else I got here? Yeah, you've got the tools, but they are hugely time-consuming and expensive to use. You've got to find a way, and obviously, I would say that we provide the tools. We do it for people, because a marketing company that doesn't implement what they say is a complete waste of space in the modern world. Okay, which leads me to my success secret. Well, I think I shared a document with you, Siddique. If you could bring that up.
No, thank you. It's great. Thank you so much for those are great wisdom you shared, that how to actually avoid those costly mistakes. Based on, looks like, if I'm understanding correctly, because I'm a good student, I'm going to share it right on the publicly, right in this call right now. So because when the convention or booth, when they're selling the booth, they have a multiple level, silver, diamond, and like a gold and diamond, like a $4,000, $10,000, $20,000 booth.
Yep.
Space and three spot. Based on what you're just sharing with right now on this video call is, we could actually take a smaller booth and take the difference of the budget that you put in the marketing. I don't have to come up with the new money from anywhere. It's like the money is already what you're going to write a check to somebody who is going to guarantee 0 people to your booth.
0. Guys, yeah, absolutely. The people that run the trade show only have one job to do, which is to rent you a small amount of space for 1 day or 3 days. Yeah, that's it. some of these shows are huge. We did one in Las Vegas, and there were 19,000 exhibitors. And our client shared a tiny stand, but they were busy. They spent the money on driving the right people to their stand, not on just renting some space. So really important. There are 21 tips in my, I don't know, it's the trade show guide that we've got. It's called the Booth Envy Guide. How do you get booth envy? So there's 21 tips, and one of them is rent the smallest possible, cheapest stand available. All you want is a place to meet the people that you have pre-arranged meetings with. That's all the stand is for. The booth is just to arrange meetings. Okay, so there you go.
That's it. Toby's new definition of having a booth.
It's a place to arrange meetings. In fact, I only just thought of that. That's simple, and I'm going to use that in future. It's a place to arrange meetings. That's all.
Wonderful. Toby.
Good. And
based on you have been working with so many clients all around the world, so what are the top 3 success secrets to actually drive people to your booth to create a huge, massive success on that every event, every time?
Okay. I've raised the top ones. The top one is to start engaging on social media, and LinkedIn is the obvious one.
Yeah.
Right? The audience here are all business people, so LinkedIn is the platform for business people. If you could bring up that slide that shared the screen there, the one that has okay. No, wait a sec. Where am I going? Hold on.
Yeah, I have that screen share collaboration.
The slide is open. Okay. Right. So look, this is the major success secret that we've now got, and we've only been doing this for about 6 to 8 months. So, and the results are extraordinary. Okay, now, so it's the same whether you're doing an expo or you're just generally marketing your business. What we say to everybody, all our clients now, is focus, narrow your focus. Find the 500 or the 100 or whatever number is appropriate for your type of business. In our case, it's 500. And then our whole goal with these 500 is to move them up this ladder. And at all stages, we are partnering with them, we are helping them, because if you think that you can grow a business successfully in this world without partners and without helping other people, you've got rocks in your head. Okay? There is too much social media reporting on people saying basically social proof is critical. When I just talk about the first couple of levels in our thing, the first one is content sharers. Okay? We are happy to share content with anybody or share someone's content if it is not salesy, if it is a how-to guide, if it helps people. And of course, we want our content shared because everything we write, nothing we write, we've got 6 major white papers, none of them sell until the very last page where you can book a 10-minute diagnostic on how to create booth envy. Okay? But the second level is where it starts to get interesting, second and third levels. Referral partners. Every meeting I have now with someone in business, someone who runs a business, is all about trying to turn them into a referral partner, and they may also become a client. But my prime goal is I want to know about their business so I can refer them business and they can refer me business. Referrals are now the tip of the arrow, the sharp point of all the marketing we do. Okay, so that's great. And here's a third thing, by the way, and it's called a super referrals group. And the Australian guy who created this now runs a group in LA, by the way, and in London, and of course in Australia. This is simple. This is a really simple thing. This is 45 minutes a month, 8 businesses, and we each get 5 minutes to say what help we want this month. And then each person in turn says if they can help. So if I want to meet expo organizers, trade show organizers in Las Vegas, does anyone know anyone who's running, a trade show coming up? Yeah, and people will tell me, yes, I do, or no, I don't, but I may be able to help you. Why don't I ask John and see if he can help? Okay. Collaboration partners is where it gets even more exciting, and that's where you start actively working together and often jointly. And we've got a wonderful one of those. It's so good. It's so exciting. It includes a crowdfunding company. It includes an entrepreneurial coach who spent 8 years in Silicon Valley. And it's got a government grant. There's lots of government grants in Australia, and so on. So that's it. That's really important. Our success is all about collaborating, I guess. So, all right. That's my first big one. Shall I go to a second one now, Siddique, or do you want to comment on this one?
Yeah, you have an advisory board too, so because they can see it.
Yes, we have well, we're setting one up. That is new for us. Okay. And that is simply 5 businesses, one of whom chairs the meeting, but he also gets help. We each get an hour and 20 minutes in an all-day meeting once a month. Okay, and it's just starting now. We all sell, in fact, for every single one of those levels, we all sell to the same audience. Okay, so my criteria is, for example, $2 million, only about $10 in America. $1 million in Australian turnover is the minimum. And all of the 5 businesses from the advisory board have the same target market. Okay, fairly obvious stuff. You can't collaborate closely with someone unless you're selling to the same businesses. And so many people get that wrong. Why don't I just mention one more success factor?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. USPs. You absolutely have to have a USP for each niche that you work in, and you shouldn't have too many. And by the way, if you haven't got a niche, don't be in business. I mean, just forget about it. But we spend a lot of time trying to get our clients to narrow down to a niche. Okay. But a USP, let me tell you what our niche is for someone who organizes trade shows, who runs them. We have a big, hairy, audacious guarantee. Yeah. If we don't double your profit from last year, if we don't fully engage your delegates and keep them engaged after the show, what's the other one? If your sponsors don't make money from the show, if your sponsors don't rebook, we don't get paid a cent. We get nothing. Okay. Now our fees are based on a small upfront, and we get a commission. Okay, based on various criteria.
That's a rock solid performance guarantee. You know.
It is rock solid. You had better make some money. Now, not every sponsor is going to rebook, but they'll have their own reasons. Yeah. But they won't be saying the show wasn't busy enough. We didn't get enough people coming to us to our booth, because all sponsors have a big booth as well. So that's it. So that would be our unique selling proposition. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. USP. So you have to have a very strong USP. If you don't have a USP, you don't have a business. That's what that is.
You don't. Correct. But I ask every client I start working with, I ask them, what's your USP? Half of them don't even know what it stands for. So, yeah. I mean, it's just, whether they're in Singapore or America or London, it doesn't matter. It is the same problem. Yeah. And they think, but I can sell to anybody, people will tell me. And I go, well, if you don't have a niche, you can't have a USP.
Yeah, for people who are watching, there's a niche in Australia, and the US is a niche. And
niche. It's a niche. That's right. It's a niche. So, narrowly defined. It used to be called inch wide, mile deep niche.
That's exactly what that is.
So it's very narrow and incredibly valuable and deep. There you go.
A niche in Aussie. So, okay. So,
niche in Aussie, niche in the US. There you go. Oh, by the way, I'm going to the US in 3 weeks. I'm going skiing. Where am I going? Wyoming. Yeah. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Anyway.
So, Toby,
I love,
as we move along, Toby, how are you growing your lead generation business or getting more clients for your, trade shows? Right now, how are you growing your business right now?
Right now, it's all about referrals. Okay, for the last 6 months, it's been totally about growing referrals. Referrals are more valuable. They don't haggle over price. You're basically transferring trust from one person to another person. So if you're not growing your referrals, we just wrote a big white paper on this. And if you don't, how to create a referrals action plan. Happy to share that with your guys if they want. Secondly, research. we constantly research. Now, I don't know about the US, but in Australia, there are government grants to do research and development. We are the only marketing agency, I believe, in the whole world that has government funding to do R&D, research and development. And we've had it for 7 years now. So every year we get a nice big bank transfer. I used to say check, nice big bank transfer from the government to keep researching. Okay, so that's the second big thing. The third is speaking with partners. I did about 15 talks in 2018, and I'm looking to do 40 because this is it's a new focus. The arrow point, the referrals, the collaboration, the partnerships now drives my entire business. So I won't get up and speak at an event unless I'm doing it with a partner. Okay, so we do it together. And there are so many people who add value to what I do that we need to keep partnering. Okay, so that would be my 3 big ways to grow, I guess. That's it. That's what we're doing.
That's good enough. If everyone is working, you only need one real area. Referral partners, that's amazing. So,
yeah.
Toby, running a business is a roller coaster. Sometimes it's going up and sometimes it's going down. They're like a always.
Absolutely.
So here is my question. What keeps you going in a down moment when the business is low? What keeps you going?
Just a belief. Well, my partners do, and I've always had partners, by the way. I've always had other businesses that we partner with, but only 2 or 3 at a time. Now I'm looking at 50, so it's quite a serious commitment. They keep me going. That eventually, okay, that if referrals keep coming in, that they will convert. That's basic. It's a belief that what we are doing, we are unique. I didn't also mention we have the lowest cost structure of any marketing agency in the world, by the way. I believe that there's no one in the first world. I'm not talking about in India, because a lot of our staff are in Pakistan, India, Vietnam, and so on, offshoring. So we have 2 unbelievable secrets. I forgot to mention this one. Okay, we have 2 unbelievable secrets. One, we've been offshoring now for over 10 years. And we have one team that we have used, and they're in Pakistan for 10 years now. And they do all the database stuff for us, the personalizing of LinkedIn messages and so on. That's one secret. But the other one is even more exciting. We're using the globe, we're using the world. We have always in this business between 6 and 12 international interns who come from France, Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, and the US. And they come for 5 to 6 months. And they are required to do it as part of their degree. These people are young, they're smart. We interview 3 to hire 1, and we don't pay them, which is terrific for our cost structures. And hopefully they keep referring their friends. So hopefully we are doing something right, okay? So most of the interns are now referred to us. So that's it. So I know that if we keep doing all those things, keep our costs down, keep researching, and so on, that in the down times, positive. I keep positive.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear your positive feedback from the people from Pakistan. Originally, you may or may not know, I'm originally from Pakistan. So just, this is there's a secret out right on this live show. So
how did I not realize that? Because I thought you were from India. I don't know.
That's okay.
We got Muhammad is normally a Pakistan name. Okay.
Yes. So
Siddique. Yeah.
Yeah. So Toby, as on Growth Hacking Show community, people who are watching it right now, how they can support you and your company and lead.
Yeah. There's only 2 ways. If people have good content that is not selling their business, but is helping people run better businesses, so it's how-to guides and so on, white papers, but not a sales pitch brochure disguised as a white paper. We are happy to share that, and we have 6 white papers that we want to share. So, and I'm happy to share posts on LinkedIn and so on. Although we have a new website coming out shortly, and that's going to be very focused on sharing. Okay, hopefully it's next week. We will see, Siddique. Yeah. Websites always take longer. The other thing is anyone who has partnerships, anyone who wants to partner with us who sell to trade show organizers, anywhere in the world, we would love to talk to those people. And they could be speaker bureaus, booth designers, event managers, and so on. Okay, so that's how the Growth Hacker community can help me. People that are selling to the same high-value people that we are, the people that actually own the trade show.
Now you heard it directly from Toby Marshall, so you go ahead and connect with him on LinkedIn and say hello, and that will be the converse first before you actually convert. So just do the conversation.
Converse first, absolutely. Terrific. Good.
So Toby, as we are about to wrap up, what would you say as a final word?
Okay, just narrow your focus. Focus on 100 or 500 or 1,000 of the most valuable people in your most valuable niche. Okay, then turn them into referral partners, collaboration partners. You do that and your business will double and triple and grow forever. We are now in a connected world. If you're not doing that, if you think having 50,000 emails is valuable and you're sending out rubbish to them, forget it. Focus on a few hundred and share lots of you, segment them and share, segment, share, segment, share. That's my final word.
Thank you. Segment and share. So you need to know your USP for your businesses. So Toby Marshall, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Show community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia, wishing you good luck, good sales. I do hope our path cross again with another amazing guest. Until then, all best wishes.
Thanks, Mohammed. Cheers.